Welcome back to Pairc Tailteann. We'll just run through the Trim team. In goals, Peter Farrell. Full back line, Dylan Finnerty, Cathal Birmingham and Owen Sweeney. Half back line, David Murtagh, Darrell Phelan and Paul Munley. Midfield, Frankie Murphy is captain and Jimmy Higgins. Half forward line, Patrick Quigley, James Cullen and Mikey Cole. And the full forward line is James Murray, Owen McGrath and Mikey Cullen. So two changes from the victory over Ratoath, with Cathal Birmingham coming in from Luke Moran, who was playing for the intermediates yesterday, and Mikey Cullen, returning for injury, comes in for Sean Foley. Here with co-commentator Rory Dowling. Rory, Sean Foley probably a little bit unlucky to miss out after scoring a goal in the last game, but Mikey is a difference maker at this level.
Yeah, absolutely. Sean is unlucky, but he's a good man to have there as an option to come in. But Mikey Cullen has been playing great stuff this year. He missed the last couple of games with hurling and football with a bit of a quad injury he picked up in a hurling challenge, but he's back fit. He trained well during the week. I had a chat with him during the week and he's raring to go. So yeah, no surprise that Mikey Cullen is back in the starting team. We're underway here.
Okay, we're underway here. I'll run through the Simonstown team now in a minute when we get a chance. Jimmy wins the throw in and an early ball into Mikey. I think that'll be a feature. And the cornerback there does very well. It's Mark Devlin, got out in front of Mikey. Ball forward. And a sideline for Trim. And I think we must be missing a linesman, because Kenny Morgan is overdoing the linesman on the other side. Let's hope Kenny remembers the right way to point. Dimmy wins the ball back to Munners. Paul Munley composed on the ball, gives it inside to Frankie. Frankie, quick hand pass to Dimmy. Dimmy head up again, nothing on, plays crossfield ball over towards James Cullen. James Cullen catches it, wins the mark. He took a bit of a heavy blow, and yeah, number 6 Ian O'Rourke there is the Simonstown captain, foul James there. I think he had taken the mark anyway, but we can see there again early, first two balls Jimmy Higgins got, he got the head up and he's looking to play with the foot early.
Yeah, and against the breeze too, to stiff enough breeze, as CJ mentioned in the warm up and the lead up to the game. And just a quick change, Trim are doing as they did against Ratoath. James Cullen, although he's wearing 11, seems to be playing at the inside forwards, and James Murray wearing 13 is back out around the middle of the field, kind of just not quite as a sweeper. He's playing in front of the midfielders here. But yeah, James just getting a bit of attention here. Okay,
we'll just run through the Simonstown team then very quickly. Ronan Duffy in goals, Mark Devlin, who I've already said won that first ball out in front of Mikey Cullen. Dean Kern is full back, Stephen O'Reilly cornerback, half back line of Eddie Nash, Ian O'Rourke and Shane Gallagher. Midfield, Mark McCabe and Sean Conlon. Half forward line, Shane McInerney, Seamus Kenny and Aaron Chinchilla. And a full forward line, Robert Reid, Chris O'Neill and Owen Goff. Let's hope Aaron Chinchilla doesn't get too many touches of the ball. Owen McGrath with the free into the wind, and it's held up and wide.
That was a feature actually the last day. Maudie Trim just didn't seem to have settled on a free taker, so Owen took responsibility the last day with mixed success. So hopefully he gets his shooting boots sorted and gets on the scoreboard early today.
Roland Duffy with kick out, goes long with the left foot. Over again towards Dimmy and Paul Munley. A big midfield pair in Simonstown, but that's the first two kickouts or balls Trimmer after winning. Paul Munley again, back to Frankie. Frankie's got a bit of time. Plays it with the left foot. Mikey, little hand on the back on Shane Devlin. Shane Devlin looks like he's got a little bit of pace, and Mikey's going to have to work hard to get out in front of him, I think.
Yeah, Simonstown obviously have their matchups done well there. They're putting their fast corner back there on our fastest forward.
Shane Devlin with the kick, and not a great one. Paul Munley wins it into Dimmy again. Dimmy again, first thing is to get the head up, very good, into Owen McGrath. Owen goes down to win it, but it's Simonstown midfielder Sean Conlon who wins it. Dean Kern hands it off to Mark McCabe, plays it long forward. Chris O'Neill now takes on Cathal Birmingham, plays the hand pass inside. The referee's given a free in, yeah. Owen Goff lost control of the ball, but the referee had been playing advantage for a foul on Chris O'Neill. Trim a little exposed there, 2-on-2 inside. So Simonstown with the free. 10. 10. Shane McInerney puts it over the bar. Peter Farrell with the kick out. Peter had a great game in the semi-final, or the group game against Ratoath. It's a good kick. Again, it's held up into the breeze. Patrick Quigley and James Murray go up for it, and David Murta wins a good break and then drops it, and he's fouled by Seamus Kenny. Oh, James Murray again, a poor pass by David. James does well to win it, hands it off James Cullen. James takes on his man Ian O'Rourke and beats him. James driving at them into Owen McGrath. Owen again takes on his man. He's got a solo it, recycles it. David Murta. David back out to James Murray. James might try outside of the right. He does, but he gets it too much with the lace, and it's off to the left and wide. Good move by Trim, just a bad finish in the end. Ronan Duffy with the kick out. He's able to take it short to Mark McCabe, who's well shackled by Jimmy. Mark McCabe, of course, who won 2 Keegan Cups with Simonstown in 2016 and 2017, was a major player in both of those finals. Ronan Duffy's allowed to solo out with the ball, hands it off to the other midfielder, Sean Conlon. Good shoulder from James Cullen. Hand it off to Ian O'Rourke, put under pressure by Mikey Cullen. Good tackling by Mikey, left the hand in a little bit too long. Ian O'Rourke wins the free. Foot pass short. Cahill Birmingham's a little bit loose there on Chris O'Neill, who's gone by Cahill. Good run by Chris O'Neill, and he pops it over the bar. Cahill a little bit loose there and caught out for pace there, right?
Yeah, a little bit worrying early on. A couple of the balls that got in there. Cahill just needs to get a bit tighter to his man. Trim have started quite well with the ball. They've all most of the players have got touches, but there's just no end product. So we need to get something on the board early here.
Peter again with the kick out. We've 6 minutes gone. Simonstown 2 points. Trim yet to score. They are playing into a breeze. Good catch by Mark McCabe again, and the early ball inside again to Chris O'Neill. Cahill again a couple of yards off him. O'Neill plays it out to number 12, who is Aaron Chinchilla, and Aaron kicks a good score. So 3 shots a goal, 3 scores for Simonstown. Peter Farrell doing the right thing here, just slowing things down a little bit, settling Trim down, get a bit of shape back. But we just need a score in the next minute or two to settle us down. Peter with the kick out, goes long towards Dimmy. Sean Conlon, big man, gets his hand on the ball, hits off the ref. Mark McCabe had a bit of momentum there if he was able to gather that ball, if it didn't hit the ref. Thrown in. Frankie not able to outjump Conlon. Mark McCabe plays it long. Darrell drops it. Yeah. Seamus Kenny hands it off. Poor hand pass from Seamus. Stephen O'Reilly on the overlap, back to Seamus. Seamus hand passes it. Yeah. Shane McInerney again, 10. Back to Seamus. Seamus plays the ball in. Wrong option from Seamus. Again, not something you'd expect from someone of his experience and his ability. Frankie plays a poor pass. Aaron Chinchilla intercepts it. Ian O'Rourke thinks about the shot, hands it off to Sean Conlon. He passes it inside. 13 hands it off. Good pressure from Owen Sweeney. Seamus Kenny. Seamus plays a high ball in this time, and he gets a flick straight at Peter Farrell. Peter comes out with the ball, hands it off to Frankie. Frankie hands it to Davy Murta. Davy gets the head up, ball played to James Cullen. James to Patrick Quigley. Patrick plays it inside to Owen McGrath. Owen is able to turn his man, drives at it. Sean Conlon plays it inside towards Mikey. He's running out towards the sideline. Mikey has his man now one-on-one, chance to take him on. Mikey again can't go around him because he's quick, the cornerback. Mikey Cole, first touch, plays it back to Paul Munley. Munners plays it outside James Murray, inside to Patrick Quigley. Patrick to Davy Murta. Davy shoots. Oh, and he's put it wide. He just kind of lashed at it a little bit. Composed side foot was what he needed there.
Yeah, he went for power rather than just slotting it maybe back to the right hand side of the goalkeeper. But a great move for Trim, which is encouraging, because Simonstown have settled early with those early 3 points. So Trim, as you say, need just get something on the board. But it is a very stiff breeze, so if Trim can hold it, 4 or 5 points in the first half, they'll still be right in it.
Ronan Duffy, long again, towards McCabe. Seamus Kenny drops it. Darrell wins it, and then Timmy picks it up, hands it off David Murta. David to Patrick Quigley. Patrick has a little bit of time, gets the head up, settles himself, plays a foot pass, a poor pass. Stephen O'Reilly intercepts Aaron Chinchilla, who's on the ball a bit more than I'd like, given his name, but Aaron plays it forward now again. Calls a bit tighter this time, puts his man under pressure, and he's unable to collect. Darrell Phelan does well. Plays a 1-2 with Frankie, drops the return, gets it again, hands it back to Paul Munley. Munners plays it off to Mikey Cole. Mikey runs at his man, plays it back to Frankie. Frankie plays it with the foot to Mikey. Mikey again has his man, chance to take him on. Goes across the field, cuts inside, great turn by Mikey. And he tried to play Mikey Cole back in there, but just the execution wasn't quite right. Sean Connell breaking out with the ball towards the halfway line for Simonstown. Crosses the halfway line, untouched, hands it off. And intercepted again by Darrell Phelan. A couple of interceptions from Darrell. It brings it into trouble. Wins a free, a little lucky maybe. Plays it wide to Davy Murta. Davy gets the head up, hands it off to James Cullen. Now, James Cullen should be looking at that green space and going at his man. That's what he's good at. Here he goes. James beats his man and hands it inside to Davy Murta. Davy hands it off towards Dimmy. Dimmy is under pressure, goes with the left, wrong option, wins it back. He wants a free. A little bit soft, but we'll take that, Rory. Yeah,
but again, Trim, when they work the ball through the hand, they are creating the overlap there, and they're creating opportunities. Now, hopefully Owen gets, as I said earlier on, he manages to slot this free. It'll be good for his confidence for the rest of the game.
And maybe something similar to Cathal Birmingham on Chris O'Neill. James Cullen looks to have the beating of Ian O'Rourke for pace there.
He does early on, so there are signs there if they can just keep it tight at the back here. Trim. Simonstown are very, very tall, so Peter Farrell's kickouts are going to be very important in this against the wind as the ball's hanging, because the very tall men in the middle of the field here for Simonstown. So if Trim can work the kickouts and get the possession and then work it through the hands, they have a chance.
Just coming up to 12 minutes gone. It's Simonstown 3 points, Trim. That's their first score. A score from free by Owen McGrath. Long kick out for Ronan Duffy. Frankie wins it. Brings it into trouble. He's got a finger in the eye there. Sean Conlon hands it off. It's a Dimmy. Referee playing on. Seamus Kenny plays a long ball in to Chris O'Neill. It's been a successful play for them, so they're continuing to do so. Hands it off to Owen Goff. He's a shot. That's a good score. The wind kind of carries it over. Not a great strike, not a pure strike, but the wind did the work. As I said, I think Frankie got a bit of a knock to the eye there. He's down in the middle of the field. Liam Shute giving him a bit of attention.
Thought Frankie might have got a free there. Looked like a challenge was above shoulder height there, and in this day and age, I thought that the referee should have given Frankie a free. But that's four forwards, 4 different scorers now for Simonstown off. So that's a worrying sign. Their forwards are getting their tails up here early on, and
very efficient as well. Four shots, 4 points, I think, as well.
Yeah, they're moving the ball. Their forwards look good. So hopefully, the Trim forwards are looking lively too. So it could be hopefully a nice high-scoring game here this morning.
Yeah, as Rory's already said, it is a stiff breeze. 13 minutes gone. Simonstown 4 points, Trim 1.
Joe Donoghue warming up here just in case.
Yeah, Joe Donoghue been sent to warm up by Kieran Giblin and Paul Gilson and James Battersby and Noel Dempsey, the Trim management team.
Should be alright.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if Frankie.
I'd be very, very surprised if Frankie leaves the field. and probably just blurred vision, a finger in the eye. Probably quite close to the first water break here anyway. Just 14 minutes gone there. Probably a minute and a half gone there for the attention to Frankie. Another kick out for Peter Farrell. James Cullen comes out to cover Frankie while he recovers from that injury. Peter kicks it out towards James Murray and Patrick Quigley. A great hands by James Murray. James hands it off to Patrick. He had a chance there to put the ball in front of James Cullen to run onto. Dropped down off. No. Shane Devlin again is out in front, but Mikey wins it. Mikey plays it over top to Jimmy. Jimmy hands it back to Owen McGrath. Entitled to a free there, I think. Back to Jimmy. A great block. And Patchy Leno wins it again. Hands it off to Ian O'Rourke. Great hand in Dylan Finnerty on Owen Goff. James Murray working hard there as well. Late hit by Mikey Cullen there on the fullback. Dean Curran. Chris Goff hands it off. McInerney back to Goff. Goff plays it inside. Good interception. Owen Sweeney again with an interception. And the referee's giving a free out. End-to-end stuff here with a goal chance for Trim at one end and a half a chance for Simonstown at the other. Patrick Quigley hands it off to David Murta. David, left-handed pass to Frankie. Frankie back to David. David has a chance to bring it forward. James Murray. A lot of space inside. Mikey's got to move a bit more, I think, and not out. He's in behind of his man there. James Murray has kicked it against James Cullen, and James has fouled his man. I think Mikey's got to do a bit more there off the ball to make up the mind of the man out the field. Yeah,
there's huge space in there. Trim have dropped a lot of players back, but we're in a bit of trouble here in the full back line. I think the Simonstown full forward there is causing all sorts of trouble. Yeah,
again Owen Sweeney is prominent throughout here. He makes the interception. Munners plays a foot pass, wrong option, trying to play it to Frankie. He might have got it 10 years ago, but not in 2020. Again Cathal Birmingham in a bit of trouble there with Goff. Yeah, and the referee goes back for the advantage for the free, and Cathal might get a talking to here.
He's lucky his man didn't go to ground there. He could have had 10 minutes on the bench there, I think. Correct call with the referee advantage there. He played the advantage and nothing happened there. Simonstown is bringing the free back. Tricky free in this condition now, we said, but the left footed kicker there. I think it's the number 10 who scored the free earlier on. Yeah. So we'll see how we go here.
With the left, and he has put it over the bar. So Simonstown 5, Trim 1. 17 minutes gone. Trim management team are having a bit of a discussion. I imagine it's about the full back position. We're under pressure there. Peter with the kick out. He's going to have to go long, I think. He does go long. Frankie contests, but it's won by Mark McCabe. Seamus Kenny on the ball. Again, they kick it in. Munners had lost his man there, McInerney. But again, the pass is poor from the wing back, Eddie Nash. And just with 17 and a half minutes gone, we go to the first water break. So food for thought for Kieran Giblin and Paul Gilson there. We're 5 points to 1 down. We're playing quite well, but end product's just not there at the minute, Rory.
Yeah, maybe we just need to concentrate on topping over a couple of points here. There's a couple of goal chances there, but the Simonstown defence just snuffed out the last one. There was a super block there. I think Dimmy had a couple of bites at it, and they came back to Owen McGrath, and he had the last bite, but it was a super block. So if we can just settle down here now and just get 1 or 2 points on the board here, it'll just settle the nerves down all over the field. I think even if the forwards get 1 or 2 scores down one end, I think it'll help the backs even. They'll just settle down and play into their game. But Trim are moving the ball nicely when they get it, and there is space inside, as you say, for Mikey Cullen. Trim are filtering a lot of men back, playing against the wind, and Mikey is one-on-one inside. The last passage of play, there was Mikey and his marker were the only 2 players inside the Simonstown 45. So if the Trim players coming out the field with the ball have a little look up and play the ball either side of Mikey into either of the corners, he should have the legs to get out in front of his man, and then he needs the support play, the half forwards making up the ground to support him. All is not lost yet, though, Maudie. It is a very, very stiff breeze, but Trim, can't let this game slip away now. A goal, Simonstown now in the next 5 or 10 minutes now, and Trim will be under serious pressure.
Yeah, and ref allowing a decent water break here, so it gives us the opportunity to thank our sponsor, James Griffin, Tommy Leanahan and the gang there, sponsoring our new Reds TV gilets. Very snug. Thanks to Tommy for all the support for not just today but for the club and for the water bottles. So a fairly generous water break there, which into the wind and under a little bit of pressure we probably are grateful for.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. I think when you're under pressure in a game like this now, any sort of break in the play to stop the, in this case Simonstown momentum, will be welcome. Trim, I think, really have to work hard now. They've got their work rate up against the breeze. There's only one way you can play, I think, against the breeze, Maudie, and that's really just work your socks off. And they cut out the mistakes. There's been 3 or 4 loose foot passes from the Trim half backs into the middle of the field, so you just got to be very careful when they do have the ball, is to hold on to the ball for as long as possible, and just get to half time with as little damage as possible. So we're ready to go now. Kick out from Peter. Looked
like Patrick Lennon and Rory McGrath were warming up there. They've gone back to sit down, so no changes imminent. Long kick out from Peter. Frankie goes up for it. He lets it go because Munners was in behind him. Mark McCabe reads it well, comes in, plays it forward for McInerney. Call has been moved into corner forward by the looks of it, and Owen Sweeney's gone in on Chris O'Neill. Crossfield ball. It's won well by Shane Gallagher. James Cullen intercepts, and James gives away second free. James has given away. The man's holding the shoulder.
It's called attention straight away.
Yeah, it looks like a recurring injury. He doesn't look too happy with it.
Straight away, I think.
Yeah. Shane Gallagher, the Simonstown man that's down.
Yeah, so Trim have made that swap in the full back line. Maudie is Cahill has gone out to the corner back, and Owen Sweeney is going into full back. Owen was superb against Ratoath, and he started quite lively here as well, so we'll see how he gets on now. And a lot of ball was being played through the full forward there at Simonstown, so we'll see how Owen gets on. Yeah,
Owen is one that Paul Gilson has mentioned to me a few times that trains very well. Started off with the Junior D team and been promoted to the Bs. Doesn't look like Shane Gallagher can continue here. It's going to be a substitution for Simonstown. But I suppose we saw it yesterday with Luke Moore and get promoted to the intermediates. That's why we have second and third teams for guys to develop and get promoted to the next team up.
Yeah, I look very unfortunate there for Shane Gallagher going off there. Yeah. He looks in a bit of pain there. As you say, it's obviously a recurring injury, a problem that he's had, because it wasn't an overly robust tackle foul there from James Cullen, but he just obviously hit him.
Good hand in from Patrick Quigley there. Ian O'Rourke. Jimmy with a good interception. Poor hand pass to Owen McGrath. Owen collects it the second attempt, goes across the field, hands it in to James Cullen. James gives it off to James Murray. Patrick Quigley. Patrick takes on Sean Conlon. Out to Mikey. Mikey's going to take his man on. Mikey plays a foot pass, and again wrong option for Mikey. That's a hand pass all day, and he's played it with his foot. Mark McCabe coming out with the back, hands it off to the new man in. A good pass in to the corner forward. Robert Reid. Robert takes on Cahill again. Cahill been caught a little bit for pace there in open space.
Well on, Petey.
45. Peter catches it just over the crossbar, taps it down, and it's ended up going out for 45.
Colin Moore coming to take that 45 himself there, Maud, do you think?
Decides against it. The left knee not up to it, he's no bandage on him. Full forward, Chris O'Neill. comes out to take the 45. He's done a lot of damage to Trim so far. That's a great strike. Even with the wind, that is a great strike. And we can see Trim are making a change. Rory McGrath is coming in. Rory's first game this year. Been injured for most of the year, Rory. And it's Cathal Birmingham, who's endured a tough opening 21 minutes. And as someone who's played as a defender in Pairc Tailteann with open space in front of you, it's a lonely place at times. Not Cahill's day.
Doesn't seem to be moving too well. Cahill
No.
off.
Peter with the kick out, goes long. Frankie is fouled. Mikey Cole had a chance there. If the ref had played advantage, he goes back for the free. Frankie plays it short to Mikey. Mikey plays the ball down the wing to Mikey Cullen. Again, Mikey with the push in the back. Again, Mikey in behind his man. He's got to get out in front there. You know, we need Mikey to stand up. Free out, Simonstown. Goes short to the full back. Yeah, Dean Curran, who is allowed to run for 15-20 yards there without having to pick up the ball. And it's time to get his head up. Into the corner forward now, Goff. Goff takes on Dylan Finnerty. Does well. Well held up by Dylan and Munners. And he throws it. Free out for a throw, I think. Peter Farrell comes out to take this. Takes a short to Paul Munnelly. Munners hands it off to Owen Sweeney. Owen to Owen McGrath, who's dropped very deep there. Kicks forward towards James Cullen. It's gone out for the sideline and wide. Rory, you want to make a point there?
No, I just see you mentioned there Owen McGrath has dropped. Now it's the latest Trim man they brought back to try and stem the tide here possession, but it means that now Simonstown have left the number 3 here in front of Mikey Cullen, so his job is going to get twice as difficult here when the ball goes into him.
To Aaron Chinchilla. Aaron takes on David Murta, beats him on the outside. David gets back, slows him up, gets a hand in. Aaron beats him again. It's a good run. Can he finish it? Runs into Munners.
Well done, Munners.
David Murta gets a hand in. Again, Simonstown recycle back out to Ian O'Rourke. Decides to have a shot from the wing. That's a great score. It's a good score. He had time and space, but good finish by Ian O'Rourke. Now 24 minutes gone. It's Simonstown 7 points, Trim 1. But again, I would say, look, it is a stiff breeze, and Trim are playing okay, but just not finishing.
Yeah, a couple of wrong options again. We mentioned it at the water break. You know, there's a couple of times Mikey Cullen here in front of us there, a foot pass across the goals there when into a packed area, when maybe a hand pass would have been a better option. So they just need to retain possession. It's not easy to win possession, but when they do get it, they need to start retaining it a bit better.
Peter's kick out hangs in the breeze. Dimmy goes up. Frankie wins the break and then plays the ball at the wrong time. The man on him, and we'll get a generous free there. I think Frankie dropped the ball into Mark McCabe. Frankie gets the ball back. Patrick Quigley gets the head up. No movement inside. He goes back to Paul Munnelly. Munners takes his man on, beats the second man, plays the ball with the foot to Mikey. Mikey in behind again.
Oh, that time,
yeah. Devlin went to ground that time, Mark Devlin. From cornerback's point of view, he did well to get out in front, but the ball just bet him at the side. Owen McGrath, he's 1 free out of 2 so far. Yeah, I thought it was out of his range now with the wind, so Patrick Quigley's going to take it off the ground. He scored a 45 the last day.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so, but again, it's very tricky for his first place ball now off the ground into this wind. But Trim badly need a score. James Cullen and Tony James Murray there just on the edge of the square here, hopeful of a hanging ball. Maybe he might get a flick on it, but we'll see how Patchy gets on here.
Bit of wrestling there between James Cullen and his man there. Patrick, not a great strike. Again, there was a huge space between Patrick and the 14-yard line. You would have liked to see some Trim man come out short for it.
Yeah, Mikey Cullen just needs to get his head up now. He's a confidence player, and we just need to get him on, get a score, and just get his
yeah, CJ flagged that before the game. Mikey very streaky. We just need him to win a couple of balls. Rowan Duffy goes long. Jimmy breaks it down. Frankie picks up another break. Wins a free. Frankie plays it forward to Mikey Cole. Mikey can drive at them. Hands it off to Owen McGrath. Owen wants to cut back. He's pulled down, and it's a penalty.
It looked outside the box to me, but it was definitely a foul. I thought Owen might have been outside the edge of the large rectangle there, but the referee immediately put his hands wide to award the penalty, and he's not even consulting with his linesman, so the referee is happy with his decision.
Yeah, I think Owen made sure he fell inside the line. No matter where he was fouled, he was falling inside the line.
And we have a soccer man coming up here to take the penalty. Munners coming up.
Yeah, looked like Jimmy was interested, but there must be a hierarchy at play here. Paul Munley is going to take this. Munners waiting for the nod from the ref. Great finish by Munners. Low to the keeper's left, sent the keeper the wrong way. And Rory, I know we've said it's a significant breeze, but we needed that.
Badly needed it, and it's great now. Only 3 points in it, 3 minutes to go to half time. So if we keep it tight for the next couple of minutes now, we'll have a right chance in the second half.
Ronan Duffy with a chance to go short. And again, builds a bit of momentum for Trim. If we can get a quick ball in here. Munners goes back to Mikey Cole. Mikey, who played a big part in that goal there. Back to Munners. Frankie back to Munners. Creates an angle coming through the middle. Hands off to James Cullen. James can drive with his man there. Grows from Rory here beside me, but I think the referee was probably right there. I think he didn't take too many steps.
Yeah, James probably been Trim's best player in the opening 27 to 8 minutes. He's been very good on the ball. Just a little bit unfortunate there to overcarried it.
Simonstown carried forward. Paul Munley gets in a good hand, but fortunately he drops straight to Sean Cullen. Frankie comes out. Oh, Frankie could have been a little stronger there. He's after hurting himself. And again, Simonstown score. Yeah, James Cullen is.
I think Frankie's out there. He's in trouble here. Whether it's an arm or a shoulder injury there, he tried to get a strong hand on the Simonstown player running through, and he went straight to the ground. And now he looks.
Oh, he's in trouble there. Yeah.
I think his arm is in trouble with his arm. I think.
Frankie's in a lot of pain there. James Cullen was very quick. I saw his hands go to his head there, so hopefully it's not a significant injury for Frankie.
I'd say it's a shoulder or something.
Munners is looks a little distressed there about it as well.
There's going to be a significant delay here. Even the Trim players are coming over. The Simonstown players are going to kind of huddle up with their dugouts here. So that's awful. You hate seeing that. No matter what colour jersey the player is wearing, you hate to see a man picking up a serious injury just in a game of football. Yeah, and again, like something completely innocuous. Frankie went to tackle the man coming through. No malice or anything in it. Really innocent. He's probably done it 1,000 times in his career, and again, it looks like a pretty serious injury. So we're going to have a delay here of quite a while.
Yeah, we are going to have a delay. Yeah, we might just delay coverage there for a minute while Frankie gets attended to. Just turn it off.
Turn it off?
Yeah. We're back live here. Game's just restarted. Simonstown on the attack. Aaron Chinchilla finishes. Another good score for Simonstown. 9 points to 1-1. Just Frankie Murphy is after leaving the field. It looks like a shoulder or an upper arm injury. And for someone who's given a hell of a service to Trim Gaa, it'd be a sad way for that to finish. So hopefully, look, we see Frankie in a red jersey again, and the lads can pull it out with a fire for him. As I said, I soldier beside Frankie for 15 odd years, and a more committed Trim man you couldn't meet. So it's up to the rest of the lads out there now to step up. Joe Donoghue's come on, straight swap for Frankie midfield. Peter Farrell goes short to Owen Sweeney. Owen plays the ball down the line towards James Cullen in a little bit of traffic. James rides the tackle well. Ref was playing advantage. Not for, it was actually a good tackle at the end. Patrick Quigley with the free. Plays long in towards Mikey Cullen. Mikey wins it out in front this time. That's more like what we have to see from Mikey. Good tackling up from Mark Devlin. Puts Mikey under pressure. Mikey again with the foot to brother James. James beats his man again. Inside to Dimmy. Dimmy runs into a bit of traffic. Good defender from Simonstown. And they're a little bit lucky. Just pulled on the ball on the ground. It goes straight out to the number 18. Good hand in from James Murray. That's a Trim ball. Linesman doesn't know.
Simonstown man too, the linesman.
Referee going to throw it in. That's a pretty poor decision there from this vantage point.
Yeah, look at the referee, couldn't make up his mind, so I suppose the better thing the referee was just to throw the ball in. Joe just getting to know his man here early on.
Referee just settling things down, throws it in between Mark McCabe and James Murray. Well done by James. And again, as is traditional for a throw in, the man who wins the ball wins the free. Into Mikey Cullen. Mikey's got a chance to take his man on now. Go on at him, Mikey. Mikey, no, wrong option for Mikey. You can tell Mikey's getting frustrated there. Mikey Cole wins the break well. He's got to go down at Mikey. He needs support outside him. Well, great work by Mikey Cole. He takes a shot again. When the conditions are the right option, it's a brilliant score from Mikey Cole. I wasn't too sure about the trajectory, but it finished up over the bar.
Yeah, great score from Mikey. It's the other Mikey now, and needs to get the head up. Simonstown are being clever here. They're letting him getting the ball out very, very wide. And they're back in their corner back, being able to handle them up and hold them up, which he has managed to do. And a couple of times Mikey has got the ball into the middle. Simonstown, by the time the ball goes in there, Simonstown have flooded the centre of the defence, so Trim can't get away through. So they're going to have to be clever now, Trim, picking their way through. Ronan
Duffy with the long kick out. Jimmy competes for it. Jimmy had a couple of little pushes in the back on his man, but the referee didn't spot it. Owen McGrath gets out in front, can't gather it at the first attempt, picks it up, plays it inside. James Cullen can't gather it. James has a chance to go at Ian O'Rourke here. Hands it off to Patrick Quigley again. Simonstown are quick to get back. That's a good finish. 2 quick points for Trim. And maybe the guys are inspired by Frankie leaving the field and lifting the effort for him. But 2 shots, 2 finishes there. Ronan Duffy goes short. Owen McGrath was out in front for the last ball, and he looks to be juiced a little bit now. He needs half time. Owen Sweeney does well to get out in front of the danger man, Chris O'Neill this time. The linesman the far side, who may or may not be from Trim, has pointed for a Trim ball. Peter Farrell comes for a long ball. Oh, great covering by Rory McGrath. He's carried over the end line for 45.
That might have come off I thought the Simonstown player might have got the flick ahead of Peter Farrell that time, but things have got a bit lively here in the last couple of minutes, so the referee is just trying to calm things down. He's having a word with one of the Trim players here, is he?
Yeah, Owen Sweeney. I'm not sure what it's for. I didn't see anything. We've been questioning the umpire's decision, alright. Chris O'Neill going to take the 45. He's already scored one and had plenty of distance on it.
I think Kenny Morgan is just bringing the referee's attention to the attention to the Simonstown number 10 was very animated there. The last ball went over the sideline there, so I think Kenny is just pointing it out to the referee. Whether the referee will take any action on it, I'm not sure.
Chris O'Neill, we've already seen distance not going to be a problem. James Cullen trying to distract him. Again, distance wasn't a problem, but he has pulled it to the left and wide. It's 1-3 to 9 points. Like 40 minutes gone since the game started. With no indication yet. I don't know what the actual playing time is, but it looks like the referee might be calling for the ball now. Yeah, indeed he is. So half time here in Pairc Tailteann. It's Trim 1-3, Simonstown 9 points. Rory, I suppose, you know, after 40 minutes of time into the wind, probably it's not too bad for Trim, but you know, unfortunately we've lost Frankie to what looks like a serious injury. Carl Birmingham has also had to come off. Overall, probably not too bad though.
No, I think we'll take that. I think it was 7 points to 1 or 6 points to 1 after 15 or 20 minutes, so it wasn't looking great. So I think to be 3 points down after that, the last 10 or 15 minutes, Trim will certainly take that. We've been joined here by our executive producer, CEO of Red.
Self-appointed CEO.
John, you were on the sideline. You were down a bit lower there, looking at the action. And we were just saying here, Trim were under the cosh for the first 20 minutes or so, but a rally there. And then since Frankie's gone off injured, they've done quite well. Kicked a couple of scores. They're still in this game now.
Yeah, they're back in it big time. They seem to get a bit of life in them when Frankie got injured. And it was a bad injury, seeing his arm. It's a very bad injury. But look, Frankie come again. No, Trim started got a bit of fire in the belly when Frankie got injured. But look, we're trying to walk the ball into the net, take the scores, keep the scoreboard ticking over. Especially at the start of the second half, you try to kill off a game and go for goals, we won't win. If we're getting through, there's definitely goals in there, but take the points first, and as they used to say years ago, the goals come themselves. Just have mentioned a few people, Loman Dempsey and Noel Dempsey for sponsoring polo shirts for the squad and team today, and also to our sponsor Tom Lean and the James Griffin Pub for his generous sponsorship. Thanks to Tom, Hannah and Liz. And our main sponsor for the club, Super Value, as always with us for the last 10 years. Your support is very welcome, and thanks very much. I'll hand you over to our analysts now.
Okay, we also have Fergal Lynch and CJ Murtagh come to join us. Guys, I suppose, look, the first thing aside from the game, a word for Frankie Murphy there. Looked like a serious injury, you know, a stalwart for Trim since I would say 1999, 2000 he came on the scene.
His arse was the size of a button. Yeah, Frankie's been a legend, and we did interviews with him during the week for Reds TV in the preview to the game, and he was just talked about how much he was enjoying football and loving playing at this level and no pressure, and he was looking forward to lifting the cup. And it was a nasty injury, but it was typical Frankie. He was prepared to put his body on the line to stop a potential score for Simonstown, and it did look to be a nasty injury, and you very rarely hear Frankie screaming like that, or so. It was disheartening to see, and actually quite stomach turning at times to see the way he was. But we wish him best luck, and Shane Gallagher as well. Looked
to shoulder injury as well.
Yeah. So, but look, at Trim did, as Chiver said there, Trim did bounce back after that and kicked a couple of great scores. Their first scores from play. But and before that, they had an opportunity. David Murtagh hitting the side net, and I thought it was in the net and let it roar around me. But side netting earlier on in the game, and I thought Owen McGrath could have had another penalty before Trim actually got their penalty. So Trim have had their chances playing against the wind, and if they can keep the momentum that they've built up there just towards in injury time, if they can maintain that momentum in the second half, they'll have every chance.
Yeah, CJ, might just get a word on Frankie from you first.
Yeah, well, look, you hate to see an injury like that to a man, and he's coming to the end of his career. He's been such a soldier for Trim GA all his life. It looks a bad fracture of the hand or something like that, but he's gone to hospital. He could need surgery or something like that, but you hate to see it. Please God, he's okay. Just an overall view, I think the last few minutes were vital for us, because the game was slipping a wee bit, and the penalty was vital, really well took by Munners. I think from where I'm sitting, the wind is a massive factor in this game. 3 points is absolutely nothing. The 30-40 yard ball into the wind is very hard to get. And Trim conceded quite a bit of possession by giving that ball, but it's not an easy ball to give into the wind. I think the Simonstown backs could be dodgy. I think
I think the one good defender they have is kind of blotting out Mikey, and we spoke about Mikey before the game. He's getting a little bit frustrated. Mark Devlin has a little bit of speed, and Mikey's struggling to get out in front of him.
Yeah, correct. We did say he's streaky, but I wouldn't write Mikey off yet. I've great faith in him. I do think that like Patchy had a brilliant score at the end there. Mikey Cole a wonderful score. I think we can get at this Simonstown defence. The full forward line for Simonstown is obviously quite clearly the danger. Dylan Finnerty has tightened up now. Coles,
Owen Sweeney has done a good job since.
Excellent. He's speedy, you see, so he can get out in front of his player. But the match is right there for Trim, in my opinion. 3 points against this wind is literally nothing. I hope Joe Dunn, who does his business midfield, it's going to be a tight game, but I actually half fancy Trim if we can get a good start.
And I suppose the other man we didn't mention, James Cullen, really looks to have Ian O'Rourke under pressure there, similar to what Chris O'Reilly was doing to Carl Birmingham. Once James can stand him up and run at him, he has him under serious pressure.
Yeah, and he's providing good link play, and Frankie was at it as well when he was there, was providing a brilliant link between the backs and the forwards, Frankie, and he was generally James Cullen he was looking to, and there's clever runs from made off his shoulder as well. We just do need to get, as you said, get Mikey Cullen a little bit. If you can get a yard of space on Mark Devlin is a tight defender. If you get a yard of space on them, they will apply plenty of pressure. But we saw here yesterday when Summerhill had the wind in the second half, and it didn't really make use of it, so hopefully Trim will be able to make use of it here.
Yeah, and I suppose, look, we're obviously all about Trim here. We're ready to go here again, thanks to CJ and Fergal. Rory joins me again. Referee throws in the ball. Everyone forgets about it, and Mark McCabe wins the breaking ball. It's fouled by James Cullen. Seamus Kenny goes long. Owen Sweeney gives his man a bit of a head start and gets out in front. Another free to Simonstown.
Soft free there. Just a quick point there. The referee did, I see there just before the second half started, he did book the Simonstown number 10 for that verbals he had with the linesman there. So just to mark that down.
It's Chris McInerney, who has scored 2 points, I think, from frees. Oh, David Murton needed to be a little bit stronger there, but a poor finish from the number 5, Eddie Nash. Should have scored that, really. Again, shows you what the strong the breeze is. So Rory just pointed out it's only Simonstown's second wide. They have 9 points on the board. Very good efficiency. Peter is thinking about going short. Oh, it's a good kick out. He did put Munners under a little bit of pressure. Munners runs into trouble, gives away the ball. Darragh Phelan wins the ball back. Brilliant tackle. Munners plays the ball off to Davy Murtagh. Davy has a chance to get the head up now. And carries it forward. Plays a crossfield ball. It's a great ball. It's too much. The right idea. Just again, breeze a little bit too strong. A little bit better movement from Mikey inside. As CJ said, Mikey can be a difference for us here today.
Yeah, and just one of the strong points of Davy Murtagh's game is his distribution. So that one was a little bit overhit, but hopefully he'll get the measure of the breeze now. So the next time he gets the ball, he'll find his man.
Ronan Duffy goes long with the kick out. Again held up in the breeze. No one really gets off the ground. Seamus Kenny picks up the break. Goes back, plays it back across to Mark McCabe. 2 guys with 2 Keegan Cup medals in their back pocket. Played wide to Aaron Chinchilla. Davy Murtagh decides to stand off him. Kenny's given a line ball to Trim. Referee's given a free, unfortunately, to Simonstown. Chinchilla takes a short to Chris O'Reilly. O'Reilly running at Dylan Finnerty. Hands it off. Good interception by Paul Munley. Throws it back a little bit random to Peter Farrell. Well interception by Darragh Phelan. David Murtagh was just waiting for the ball there. Darrell hands it off to Jimmy. Jimmy drives forward, gets the head up. Jimmy goes with the foot to Mikey Cullen. Again, Mikey's in behind. He's waiting for the bounce. You're not going to get it, Mikey, with a good defender. Mikey showing signs of frustration here. It looked like Mark Devlin threw the ball against Owen McGrath there. Standing with the decision. Dean Curran takes the free to Mark McCabe. Mark goes back to the goalkeeper Ronan Duffy. Ronan hands it off to Ian O'Rourke. To Eddie Nash. Eddie, a lot of open ground in front of him. Can stride through it. Gets the head up. Plays a great pass in. Chris O'Reilly with the shot. Drops short into Peter. Peter needs options. Has to give it to Joe O'Donoghue, who's under a bit of pressure. Peter does well and makes an overlap. Gives it out to Davy Murtagh. Davy takes a hop on a solo. Gets the head up. Plays a good low ball into Mikey. Mikey gets it under control. Mikey tries to chip one through the middle to Dimmy. Dimmy can't quite get on the end of it. He does pick it up the second time of asking. Oh! And Dimmy sliced it, and it kind of held up into the wind and didn't curl at all.
No, just needed a little tap over the bar, I think. There, he had the space. I don't know why he went to drive it so hard, but it was a great opportunity.
As you mentioned earlier, though, good distribution from Davy Murtagh that time.
Yeah, we need to get that ball. Mikey Cullen got out in front well there. It was a great ball in from Davy, so we just need to make these chances count.
Ronan Duffy kicks another one towards the line, trying to hit Sean Conlon. He's a tall man. James Murray collects the ball. He's going to take it. He needs options. He's nobody to give it to. He's going to go long in towards Mikey again. Mark Devlin's out in front. Mikey breaks it down, fouls number 4, who's Stephen O'Reilly. Simonstown take it quickly to Mark McCabe. Patrick Quigley goes to close him down. Foot pass inside. It's Nathan Lane there, who another man who a couple of Keegan Cups for Simonstown, didn't start for the team today. Sean Conlon plays it forward. It's the danger man. Goff. Dummy solos. And it's held up in the breeze. He'd allowed for the curl, but it didn't quite come in enough. That's a couple of missed shots for Simonstown. It shows you how difficult it is with the wind, but they are creating more chances than us at the minute. And Trim need to get a foothold in the second half here, because you've mentioned there a few times the experienced players that Simonstown have on the field, so they will wind the game down, if they can keep their noses in front. So Trim need to get something going early. Peter goes long this time over towards James Murray, goes over him. Eddie Nash gets in front of Mikey Cole. Back to the middle towards Mark McCabe, who seems to be playing very deep in the second half. Hands it off to Nathan Lane. Back to Chris McInerney. Sean Conlon gets the head up, plays the ball forwards. Owen Sweeney. I think the ball had beaten the full forward, and Owen was committed to the foul. I think no score yet in the second half. 6.5 minutes gone. It's Trim 1-3, Simonstown 9 points. Trim a little bit loose there, Aaron Chinchilla, but he's giving it away. Miscommunication with Chris McInerney. Joe McInerney just lacking a little bit of pace there, but he uses his body well, gets down on the ball, does very well in the end. Joe kicks it off to Davy Murtagh. Davy to Dimmy. Dimmy again gets the head up, back to Davy. Davy, low ball, poor ball this time. Mikey's in behind, but he's able to win it. Davy continued his run, wins the ball, hands it back to Patrick Quigley. Patrick thought about giving it to James Cullen. Paul Munley makes a run on the outside. James Murray with the ball now. Gives it out to Owen McGrath. Take him on. Owen McGrath solos, takes on his man. That's a beautiful score from Owen McGrath. Beautiful score. We needed the score. 7.5 minutes gone. A little bit of patience from Trim there. And a great finish by Owen McGrath. Just what we needed. We said it was important for him to get the early score. Simonstown have dropped the sweeper now against the breeze. The referee's completely made a mess there. The new rule is the ball can't go back to the goalkeeper from the short kick out. He didn't realise it. He was encouraged by the Trim players, and he's going in now. I think there's a free in maybe for Trim here. I think it might be a throw up. Yeah, so just to explain there again, new rule come in this year. Once the goalkeeper kicks it out, he can't take the pass back from the man that he's given it to. It's free in. So Owen McGrath, chance to double up. Yeah, so 10, Chris McInerney has gone off for Simonstown. Owen McGrath from straight in front of the goals, taps it over. Number 20, Kyle McAvoy in. So it's Trim 1-5, Simonstown 9 points, a 1 point game. Ronan Duffy goes long again. James Murray is going to compete. Oh, Jimmy Higgins kind of broke it out of James's hand, I think there. Free to Simonstown. Seamus Kenny plays it forward to another sub. Rory McGrath. Darrell Phelan takes the free quick. Now James Cullen's got open space to take on Ian O'Rourke. Go at him, James. Cuts back, takes a shot off his left. Wrong option maybe.
You got a challenge.
And Owen McGrath's up, wins it. Knocks it out. Eddie Nash wins it. Referee's playing advantage. Simonstown come out with it. Nathan Lane wide on the left wing, crosses the 45, crosses the 65 halfway. The other 65, he's still carrying the ball into the Trim 45, into off the post and wide from Owen Goff. Owen Goff has probably Simonstown lively forward now in the second half. We seem to have got to grips with O'Reilly at full forward. Peter Farrell is telling him he wants to go long. I think it's James Murray and Mikey Cole, that's the area he wants to hit, but it chips it to Joe O'Donoghue. Joe can take the mark there, doesn't call it. You got to play it, Joe. Gives inside to Darrell. Darrell again likes to go with the foot. Again Mikey's in behind, he's wants his man to make a mistake. He's a good defender, Mark Devlin. It's not going to happen, Mikey. Oh, acres of space for Aaron Chinchilla here. He's already scored a couple of points. He's carried it too far maybe. Yeah, looks like he carried it into trouble and had to end up taking the wrong option with a shot. But again, I hate to harp on about it, Mikey's in behind again.
Just not looking sharp enough just yet. I know CJ said at half time, he still has faith, and of course we all have faith in Mikey. He's been a great servant for Trim over the years, so he just needs to get that one ball. But if he does, he can very quickly turn it on.
Davy Murty gives away the free in the middle of the field. Ian O'Rourke stands over it.
Mikey out. Looks like they're Mikey coming out.
Yeah, Kieran Giblin's after giving instructions into Mikey to come out the field. They're leaving Owen McGrath more inside. Good tackle by James Murray. Patrick Quigley now. Yeah, he's no options. Owen McGrath can't move. James Murray hands it off to Mikey. Mikey out the field. Beats 2 or 3 of them in a short space. Gives it inside to James. Take him on, James. James off his left again. No, wrong option, James. I'll have to eat my words there. It's crept over the bar. Similar to one Simonstown got in the first half. And sides are level.
Yeah, brilliant. And hopefully that's an inspired change there from Kieran Giblin, bringing Mikey Cullen out to the half forward line and putting James inside. It's paid dividends straight away.
Teams are level. 12 minutes gone in the second half. Again, Trim are playing with a strong breeze. Ronan Duffy with the kick out. Again, it's over towards the side. Mark McCabe wins it and takes the mark. Inside to Seamus Kenny. 2 experienced guys looking for each other. Hands it off to Goff. Goff plays it inside for the new man in. And a good finish. First score of the second half for Simonstown for number 20. New man in, Kyle McAvoy. Peter Farrell kick out again. Peter's looking left. He wants to take a quick one. I think he's going to go long towards James Murray. Towards James, good young player. Mikey uses his body well this time, and James controls it at the second time. Hand pass inside to Davy Murta.
Go on yourself.
Dave drives forward, gives it off to Mikey. Mikey, time and space. Good score from Mikey. Hopefully that's the confidence booster that Mikey needs. Again, a good kick out over to James Murray, first year in the adult ranks. Done very well there.
Yeah, James is playing a super game. He's doing an awful lot of running off the ball. When Simonstown are attacking, James is leaving his position at wing forward and trying to make his way back in front of our full back line. And then as soon as we win the ball, he's back up and down the field again. He's doing serious work off the ball here.
Ronan Duffy over towards Patrick Quigley. Jimmy goes up for it. Nathan Lane is able to win it, carry it forward, gets the head up, hands it off to Seamus Kenny. Seamus plays it with the foot. Quite sure who that is. Back to Seamus. To inside to Goff. Goff plays a poor hand pass, and there, as Rory said, James Murray tracking back, wins it. Patrick Quigley plays it with the foot out to Mikey. Chance for a break. Mikey Coles were out in front. Mikey decides to carry it. Takes on his man. Beats him. And then drives. Possibly a free. Mikey still going. Hands it inside to James. James gives it out. Oh, and a good save. I think it was Mikey Cole ended up with it. A good move from Trim. Look, I thought Mikey Cullen was entitled to a free there.
Yeah, but he got a new lease of life since he's in the last 2 or 3 minutes since he's come out to the half forward line. He's had to get the ball 3 or 4 times, and he's causing havoc at the Simonstown defence. But this is a right ding-dong game here now. It actually could go either way. Simonstown, as you say, are trying to get their experienced players on the ball to try and slow things down when they do have possession. But Trim's youth now is just driving them forward. So hopefully with this breeze they can manage to tack over the scores.
Patrick Quigley with the 45. 1-7 to Trim, 10 points to Simonstown. Cause for silence in the crowd. Patchy. Good strike. He slotted it over the bar. Great score from Patrick. Trim 1-8, Simonstown 10 points. Second point from Patrick. Just coming up to 15 and a half minutes gone. And as opposed to the first half, the water break comes at a bad time for us this time. All the momentum was with Trim. A great last 7 or 8 minutes. We didn't score for the first 7.5 minutes, I think, of the half, and in the last 8 minutes we've added 5 points.
Yeah, and the points have been spread around the field as well. Different number of scores there, which is very encouraging. So there's a confidence flowing through the entire Trim team now. I see Gilly just got in there to have a word with Peter Farrell just on the kickouts there, which is obviously a vital part of the game nowadays. So when Trim do start from the end line now, Peter's just being given instructions there where to go. But Peter's a great kicker of the ball. He can mix it up. He can go short accurately, and he can go long too. We've seen that. James Murray, a big option here, catching the ball here in the half forward line as well. So Trim are right back in this game now, and actually probably maybe slight favourites now at this stage, Modi. Yeah, and I suppose, Rory, look, this is where we need our guys who are disappointed they haven't featured for the intermediate so far. Paul Munley, Darrell Phelan, James Cullen. This is where we need those guys. Dimmy Higgins as well. We need those guys to drag the team over the line here. Yeah, we have our experienced players too. We've been talking about the experience of Simonstown in their team, but we have experienced players too. I think a lot of those players you mentioned would have started the intermediate final last year, or certainly played a part in the intermediate final last year. So we do have the experience there, and Kieran Gilban's a great coach too, and I see he has the team in tight here now, giving them last minute instructions before they go out for the last 15 minutes. So it's certainly in the melting pot here. But Trim have clawed themselves back into the game. It was looking after 15 or 20 minutes they looked under pressure and whatever. So the few positional changes that they made so far seem to have worked. So hopefully we can drive on now. 3 subs warming up there for Trim as well. We've Mark Murray, Harry Kennedy, and I think Patrick Lennon might be the third, which would maybe indicate it's defensive changes we might be thinking about. Well, Harry is a forward, Harry Kennedy, so and he's lively, and Harry has speed. If one thing, Harry has his speed. Yeah. He has speed, so the game opens up in the last couple of minutes. Harry might just manage to get a run at the Simonstown defence, and Simonstown seem to be under a bit of pressure when we do run at them. So, it's certainly something that should be considered. But here we go now. For the last might suit someone like a Sean Foley as well, that likes a bit of space, and once he gets the ball in a dangerous position, can really finish. So here we go, folks. Last 15 minutes coming up.
We hope you're enjoying it at home or wherever you're watching it around the world. Trim 1-8, Simonstown 10 points. The final of Division 2 Premier competition. First year this competition has been introduced. Ronan Duffy with the kick out for Simonstown. Goes long. James Murray well batted down by Mark McCabe. Oh, Ian O'Rourke, and again, looks like a serious arm injury. Again, I didn't think there was a whole lot in it. He's okay, yeah. Just
Dimmy's a fairly wiry man there. I think Ian O'Rourke just banged into him. I think he just got a bang right on the elbow bone. I'd say he'd be alright.
Yeah. Mark McCabe takes the free, goes short to Eddie Nash. Eddie again has a lot of space to gallop into, hands it off to Sean Conlon. Plays, well read by Rory McGrath. Rory comes out with the ball again, another man who played intermediate for Trim for the last number of years, been injured all year. Rory's continued his run forward, which I don't always like to see, but he's still done it. Darryl Phelan hands it off to Joe O'Donoghue. Yeah. Joe with the ball. Patrick Quigley back to Dimmy. Dimmy plays it through the gap to Joe. That's a free. Can hands it off to Dimmy. Dimmy is fouled as well. Can drive at them. Plays it back to James Murray. James can finish. And a great finish by James Murray. Puts 2 points between the team. Great patience from Trim and a good advantage by the referee.
Yeah, and James got a well-deserved score. I think that's all the starting forwards now from Trim have scored the game, so that's great. They're spreading it around. It's a great team effort here from Trim.
Ronan Duffy again with the kick out. Goes long again towards Mark McCabe. Jimmy is well up. A great catch by Mark McCabe. I'm not sure if the referee's given a free or a mark. Into Goff. Chris Goff has Dylan Finnerty in a little bit of trouble. Hands it off to Kyle. Back to Goff. Hits the post and goes over the bar. I suppose different from the first half. Owen Goff has looked the liveliest of the Simonstown forwards now that we have kind of Chris O'Neill under a little bit of control with Owen Sweeney.
He has, and we were probably lucky there that there was a goal on there, but I think he went for power with the finish and he just drove the ball over the bar. It looked like a goal there at the early stage of that move.
Peter with the kick out. It goes long. Good catch by Eddie Nash. Tall man playing wing back. Plays a good ball forward. Rory McGrath is able to put his man under pressure, and again Owen Sweeney's out in front. He's done a great job on this danger man there. Rory plays it off to Darryl Phelan. Darragh, you can get his head up if you can see Darragh. Davy Murta carries it into traffic off to James Murray. James plays it with the foot towards Owen McGrath. That's surely a foul with the foot, not given by the referee. Munners comes out for the ball and wins a free. Foul by Sean Conlon. Munners plays it inside to Mikey. Mikey a chance to take on Ian O'Rourke. Does well, hands it off to Owen McGrath. Hands it off to Joe O'Donoghue. Joe to Patrick Quigley. Patchy inside to James Cullen. James Cullen drives and fists it over the bar. Another good score for Trim. It's point for point there at the minute. 19 minutes gone. Ronan Duffy quick with the kick out now. Simonstown are after winning the last few kickouts with Mark McCabe. He's going over towards Sean Conlon this time. Joe O'Donoghue brings him to ground. Seamus Kenny picks up the break off to Nathan Lane. Gets the head up. They look for O'Reilly again. O'Reilly's out in front of Owen Sweeney this time. Hands it off to Aaron Chinchilla. He's able to play it inside. That's a poor miss from Chris O'Reilly. The danger man in the first half really dragged it badly wide with, Peter Farrell. He could have shaken Peter's hand there nearly.
Yeah, but the worrying signs there now, Maudie, is that's the last two attacks Simonstown have had. They've cut right through the centre of the Trim defence, so Trim needed to tighten up here and not concede out now at this stage. The game is really in the melting pot, so the last thing we need now is to concede a soft goal.
Peter with the long kick out again, heads over towards James Murray. James competes with Mark McCabe. McCabe is able to tap it down to himself, plays it wide over towards McAvoy. The sub in. Munners does very. Oh, it's a harsh free. Free given against Paul Munnelly. Munners throws it back. Sure, if he's moving it forward at Seamus Kenny's invitation there. Eddie Nash. Eddie plays it short to Goff. Goff is out in front to Dylan Finnerty again. He takes him on. Dylan, a little tug of the jersey. Yeah, I don't think the free's against Dimmy Higgins. I think it's against Dylan for a pull of the jersey there. Free to Simonstown. Owen Goff looks like he's on the freeze now, yeah, instead of Chris O'Reilly. It's a tough free in those conditions. And he has put it to the right and wide.
Yeah, Trim are living on the edge here now. There's a couple of scoring opportunities that Simonstown have had in the last couple of minutes, but it's a bit of luck going Trim's way at the moment. So hopefully we can get the ball down the field here now. Mikey Cullen just gone quiet there in the last couple of minutes after a blistering 5 minutes, so we just need to try and get the ball back to him again.
Good kick out from Peter, short to Darrell Phelan. Darrell drives forward, loves to carry the ball, hands it off to Jimmy. Jimmy with the foot in towards Mikey Cole. It breaks down to James Cullen, plays over top to Mikey Cole. Mikey with a chance, scuffs it. Oh! Bobbled over the keeper. Thought it was in, but it's just drifted past the post.
I'd like to maybe swap Mikey over to this near side. That's twice he's got through there for goals on a narrow angle for a right-footed kicker. If he was cutting in from the other wing, the goal would open up for him.
Ronan Duffy with the long kick. Jimmy is pushed in the back. Is he? Difficult to hear the referee's whistle with the wind. Jimmy goes back to Patrick Quigley. Patrick takes his time on it. James Murray makes a good run inside. It's covered in the end by Eddie Nash. Back to Darrell. Darrell can go short to Davy Murta. Play the 1-2, which he does. James Murray is still on. Darrell plays it with the foot. Oh, he's made him go very wide there. James is able to keep it in. And beats his man. Eddie Nash, I'm not sure what happened there. He's have to pull it up with something. Out to Owen McGrath. Owen now. Just need Magoo to settle things down, do the right thing. Gives it back to Darrell Phelan. Darrell comes out. He has Paul Munnelly free outside him. Munners inside to Owen McGrath. Magoo thought about the hand pass. He saw the Simonstown man going to intercept. Out to Joe Donoghue. Joe out to Patrick Quigley. Patrick, is he going to load one up? No. Gives it wide. Mikey Cullen. Mikey takes on his man, beats him. Hands it back out to Davy Murta. Davy, he could have gone outside to Owen McGrath. Back to Patrick. He's put it wide. Yeah, he's put it wide. Good patience from Trim. Could have been recycled again. Yeah, Eddie Nash, we thought there, he's gone down injured there. He didn't put up a whole lot of resistance to James Murray there.
Yeah, he just stopped like a statue there, and James went by him, so he's obviously tweaked something there. Hamstring. Calf maybe.
Was one feature the Trim play that's kind of find a bit annoying is that the 5-yard kick pass instead of the hand pass that we seem to be very fond of. Great catch for Sean Conlon, and he plays on, he drives at Joe. Joe's having a good tug at him. Referee is playing advantage.
Sean Foley ready to come in.
Sean Foley ready to come in, yeah. Seamus Kenny with the free, he goes short. Chris O'Reilly out in front of Owen Sweeney this time. O'Reilly, it takes a lot of steps, but he gets it, recycled it to Aaron Chinchilla. Back out to Nathan Lane. Inside to our own Goff. Goff plays a good pass. Darrell's a bit loose on Seamus Kenny. Mark McCabe gets inside. Has a shot. Mark McCabe pleads to the referee. He did well to get in the shot. It definitely wasn't a free or a penalty.
No, Munners was brilliant there. Just stayed with the run and forced the man to the wild shot. I think there's Mikey Cole coming off here and Sean Foley coming on. So Sean is a very, very skillful inside forward. So hopefully he can get a couple of balls into his hand and see if he can get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and I think it's probably just fresh legs. Mikey Cole has, as we said, he's had 2 goal chances. He's getting in good positions, just maybe not finishing. And Sean with a bit of fresh legs, a bit of wiliness in front of goals. He's a great scorer, Sean, when he gets a chance. Hits Dimmy in the chest to Joe Donoghue. Joe carries into trouble, and that's a little soft. We won't complain. And Joe, a little bit of experience, or I'm not sure if he is actually injured, but he's gone down there. So coming up to 26 minutes gone. Trim 110, Simonstown 11 points. It actually does look like a shoulder injury for Joe. Mikey Cullen stands over the free, and I'm a little bit relieved he's dropped it and left it for Darrell.
Yeah, we need Mikey to be in close to the goals. No point in having, something like Mikey taking a free in the middle of the park. He needs to be in close to the goals where he can do his damage.
Joe Donoghue's down. So 26 and a half minutes on the clock. Trim 110, Simonstown 11 points. Joe is fit to continue. Trim free, right on the 65-yard line. Darrell Phelan plays the ball wide to James Murray. James takes on Ian O'Rourke. He's fouled. Hands it off to Owen McGrath. Owen McGrath takes on his man. It's Mark Devlin, who's been good so far for Simonstown, one of the better defenders. He does very well to hold up Owen McGrath. A good pass from Owen. James Murray with a brilliant point. Puts Trim 3 points ahead. I think when it left his boot, I thought the wind was going to carry it wide, but 2 points for James.
James' second point in play there in the second half, and it's 3 points ahead now, 111 to 11 points.
Our cameraman James Andrews is nominating James Murray for man of the match already. It might be a little bit early for that. Rowan Duffy goes long. Trim. Patrick Quigley wins the kick out. Takes his mark, plays it inside to Sean. Shawnee has time and space. Shawnee. Beautiful score. I told you if you give Shawnee Foley time and space, he will finish. The defender had to put him under a little bit of pressure. It could be different, but that's a brilliant score from Sean.
4 points now, or 27, almost 28 minutes gone. Come on, lads.
Oh, that's touch the ball on the ground. Now Trim just needs to settle down here, take her time on this free. I'd let Patrick Quigley or James Murray take it off the ground. Looks like Owen McGrath wants it. No, he's taking a bit of a breather.
Yeah, Simonstown are rightly rattled at the moment, so if Trim can just keep their heads for the next couple of minutes, we should see this game out. But
Owen McGrath with the free. Oh, Magoo. He's teased us a little bit, but he's slotted. Score from Owen McGrath, his 4th point of the day. All from frees. Rory Goff, and again, and as Rory said, Simonstown are rattled at the minute. Trim sideline. 28 minutes and 40 seconds gone. 113 to Trim. 11 points for Simonstown. And Joe Donoghue with the sideline. Takes a short to Mikey. Great turn from Mikey. There's a different man on him now, Stephen O'Reilly. Mikey's able to turn him, come inside. No, it doesn't quite curl. Saying is why is it good as a score at this stage. Ronan Duffy's Simonstown keeper is now running for the kickouts. Man in for Simonstown, number 25, Colin Wickham, I think. Ronan Duffy with the kick out. Goes long again. Dimmy's out in front. Aaron Chinchilla is tackled by Davy Murta. Nathan Lane. Davy, yeah. Okay. Nathan Lane takes fight. Darrell Phelan can get across. A man goes with his foot. Mark McCabe. I think they call him Crouchy, but Peter Crouch is better touched than that. Jimmy hands it off to Joe Donoghue. Joe. It's a Paul Munnelly. Trim playing possession. I'd rather if we played the possession in their half. Yeah, Munners with a poor pass gives it away. Oh. And then Owen Goff lost possession of the ball and threw his hands up and walks away. So Darrell Phelan does well on the ball. James Murray play it inside. James Murray, yeah, sweeper read the ball into Sean Foley, into Jimmy Higgins. Jimmy does well, holds the ball. Dimmy's been excellent, great dummy solo. And again, lost control of it. Back to Joe O'Donoghue. Oh, he's given a pick up against Joe. In fairness, it was a pretty token effort to get the toe under it. 30 minutes, 30 seconds gone. Seamus Kenny. No. The referee, thankfully, he's been a little bit pedantic and he's calling it back through 65-yard line. Ian O'Rourke with the free for Simonstown. Another sub in. 24. Shane Kiernan is coming on for
James Cullen right back here. Look.
Yeah. Trim have dropped James Cullen back on the 14-yard line. So as long as we don't concede a goal, you would have to think we're going to get over the line here. And Owen Goff's coming off now. Colin O'Rourke wasn't too happy with that reaction when he lost the last ball, maybe, because he has been Simonstown's liveliest forward in the second half. Aaron Chinchilla hands it off. Eddie Nash. Eddie, as long as they keep going through the middle, we should be able to contain them. Back to number 20. Gives it off to Ian O'Rourke. There's 3 players in the Simonstown half at the minute. Nathan Lane hands it off to Sean Conlon. Sean Conlon hands it off to the new man in. He goes for a shot. It's blocked down, and then we've given it away.
White ball.
And it is a wide ball.
Yes!
Owen Sweeney got a great block.
Owen
there.
Sweeney, great block in. The trim man down.
It's Owen, is it? You got a ball in the midriff.
Yeah, Rory said he got a ball in the midriff, which I think is a little bit lower than that, Rory. Mike Cullen is down as well.
Hey, Sweeney!
The referee's playing on. 32 minutes on the clock. 1:13 to Trim. 11 points to Simonstown. It's surely all over. Peter Farrell with the kick out. Peter goes long again over towards James Cullen. James breaks it down. James fouled his man. Munners slows it down a little. Contested decision. Simonstown. That's a risky pass. And Patrick Lennon reads it well. Plays it forward. No, and time is up. Time is up. Trim have won. Trim have won the game. 1:30 to Trim. 11 points to Simonstown. A great win for Trim. We see the management team gathered there. Kieran Giblin, James Battersby, Noel Dempsey and Paul Gilsonan. Superb team performance in the end. Kieran Giblin goes down to shake hands with his opposing numbers. Colin O'Rourke.
A big turnaround in the second half. I think we were 3 points down at half time, and Trim with points pointed all the way in the second half. No goals, so they were very, very patient. There was a spread of scorers around the field, so it was a fantastic team effort. Defensively, they sorted out a couple of issues they had early on in the game. They got those right, and they snuffed out the danger really from the Simonstown inside forwards, and they were very solid. From Peter Farrell out. Very good. Sean Foley did very well when he came on. Kicked a lovely score. Created. Was making runs inside. You probably couldn't see them on the camera, but he was making runs. He was tying up 2 or 3 Simonstown players off the ball. So, absolutely delighted for Trim there, and it was a fantastic performance.
Yeah, I suppose. Peter Farrell, I suppose we've mentioned well, very solid in goals. Owen Sweeney. Kind of put out the fire at the full forward. Chris O'Reilly, Jimmy Higgins was excellent in midfield. James Murray superb for 17 years old. Paul Munley, Darrell Phelan. You can name a lot of lads. Simonstown did only score 2 points in the second half. Shows you the strength of the breeze. They did miss a few opportunities, it has to be said. A couple of goal chances.
But you do need luck to win finals mode. That no matter what the grade is, you always need a little bit of luck when it comes to a final. And Trim probably did get that. There was a couple of very, very good clear goal chances Simonstown had in the second half. Particularly it was the 14. Chris O'Reilly was there, missed one.
O'Reilly,
Even he couldn't believe it himself. Like, he dropped to the ground. I think it was head in his hands after he screwed the ball wide. But Trim did get the luck. But I think they deserved it. I don't think you could put it all down to luck. I thought Trim were very, very solid in the second half. I said they chipped away. They didn't panic. Mikey Cullen there, he was a frustrated figure inside. They brought him out to the half forward line, and that really turned the game. I think that was for that 5 minutes. I think Trim got 2 or 3 scores, and they drove on from there.
Yeah, we might try and get the trophy presentation in here. Looks like Owen McGrath is going to stand in for his long-time teammate Frankie Murphy as captain to accept the trophy. Yeah, I think we're about to go mobile here, folks.
We give Simonstown a round of applause for a great game. And then we'll call on the Trim captain, Owen McGrath, to take the cup. We can't hand the cup on, so we'll pull it up. Thank you. Yes, great to win a championship after a long wait, 10 years. Last time we won the Junior DIV. First and foremost, just want to fucking say, excuse me. Best wishes to Frankie, being a powerhouse to this club, and he should be up here today and this cup presented, so I think he deserves a huge round of applause. Thanks to the club as a whole. There's been serious work put in from underage all the way up. Thanks very much to our sponsors, Nolan and Nolan. Thanks very much to our management team. They've been absolutely superb. It's one of the best management teams we've had at this level, and driven the standards right throughout the club. We're in the intermediate final as well, and that's all been driven by good coaching, good management, and players putting in hard work. So I think they deserve a huge round of applause. It's great to thank the Super Values for their support for 8 years. And last but not least, thanks to our loyal supporters. There's been a lot of, challenging times in the club, but one thing for sure, our supporters stand behind us always in defeat or victory. So give yourselves a big round of applause. Everybody back, welcome back to Trim. Keep our social distance as well. And let's enjoy this one.
Put it up! Put it up! Yeah! Woo! Hey, bring it out! Come on, bring it out! Bring it with you when you fucking score.
Sorry folks, so they asked the support to leave the field. We have a game coming straight after this, so we need to clear the stand and the stage. Folks, we just go to the left into the stand.
Did you look at it? We'll have a quick word with we're off mic, James, right? No. Back to our expert analysts here, CJ Murtagh and Fergal Lynch joined us again. Superb second half, lads. I suppose we didn't score for the first 7.5 minutes the second half, and then I think we got 5 or 6 points in the next 8 minutes. But if we go back to the first half, the penalty to keep us in it was a huge turning point.
It was a crucial score, and I must say that CJ is a bit of an oracle there, coming up with highlighting how important Mikey Cullen could be, and did cut a very frustrated figure in the first half, and CJ said, stick with him, he will come good. And when they moved him out the field and he started to get onto a lot more ball, he was hugely influential in that spell where the scores came quickly. I thought Mikey was outstanding, and you could say the same for 8, 9, 10 of the players in that particular spell. But and I heard you mention there as well about needing that little bit of luck, and when Chris O'Neill had that goal chance, that could have really put it in the melting pot at the end, would have given Simonstown a lead at that stage, but they rode their luck on that. But it was certainly nothing about luck involved in that victory. It was hard work in the second half. See Joe O'Donoghue there put in a storming performance as well to try and claim a lot of primary possession. I thought Owen Sweeney's block there at the end as well was heroic, and you could pinpoint individual moments for a lot of lads, but for the likes of Mikey Cullen, I thought he was exceptional that second half and really helped turn the tide.
Yeah, CJ, you're right again.
Tell some of the other selectors that. No, I thought that at half time, coming down here and feeling the wind, I thought it was a massive factor. The game took a very similar pattern. They missed a very open goal as we did in the first half. They missed a free at a vital time as we did in the first half. So it was on edge, but I thought that our forwards were just dynamic in the second half. I thought James Murray was excellent, but he won some fantastic ball. He scored a couple of wonderful points, and overall a very, very merited victory. I think Simonstown calved when we went ahead. It took us a long time. I think it was 20 minutes before we actually went ahead, and once we went ahead we didn't look back.
Every time the day scored we responded with a point.
We did, but once we went ahead, we went 2 ahead, 3 ahead, and then Shawnee Foley's 4th point to go 4 ahead won the match for us, to be honest. But very merited victory. Congratulations to all involved. As Owen McGrath rightly said, the stuff that's going on in the club, football and hurling wise, there's camaraderie all around the place. You could nearly tell 2 months ago that we were going to have a great season, but sometimes for us, particularly in football matches, to get over the line is not easy, and today is a catalyst for the intermediate. We know how to win a championship final in Pairc Tailteann. I think we should kick on from here.
Here I suppose. CJ,
it was great actually just to see when CJ talks about how difficult it is to get over that finish line. It was great to see that when the scores didn't come quickly in the second half, how they never panicked, and there was composure amongst such young players, like lads like Mikey Cole and Mikey Cullen and James Murray. They had the head of our lads. They'd remind you of CJ and Chivers and lads like that back with the cool, calm.
Well, I suppose as we said before the game, those lads have won an under-21 together 12 months ago, not even 12 months ago. Doing everything at hurling, it seems. So those lads, they don't have the baggage very much. They're used to winning.
Yeah, well that's it, and it was obvious out there, as we said. It took so long to get their noses in front, but they never panicked, and that was amazing to see, and it only augurs well for the future. So the drive for 5 is on. Is that what we're saying in Trim now?
6.
5 what?
5 trophies or 6 trophies? 6 trophies, yeah.
Okay, we're joined by my hero Owen McGrath. Magoo, great to get your hands on a trophy.
Yeah, it's been a long time. 10 years since the club won anything at championship level, and myself and Frankie have been slogging a long time, 20 years maybe, so it's nice to get something to...
Yeah, and look, you had some nice words for Frankie there. I suppose another message from him there, look, if he's watching.
To be honest with you, Frankie was the only man producing it, and in the first 15 minutes, he was winning every ball. Came into him, he was actually having a stormer, and he was taking the game to them, he was outstanding, and then just really, really unfortunate.
Were you worried in the first 15 minutes? I thought we were playing quite well, we're just not getting the scores. And every time they went forward, they scored.
Yeah. They were pretty ruthless up front, and things weren't breaking for us really. We missed a few chances, and but we just kept slogging away, and got that first 15 minutes out of it back, regrouped again. And I think a key stage of the match was just before half time, because there was when Frankie went down, there was a bit of an interruption, and we knew we couldn't concede anything big, and we actually tagged on 2 points, and they were 2 crucial scores.
And there seemed to be a bit of it added a bit of life to us, Frankie's unfortunate incident. Was there anything said in the huddle? Or was it just everyone up their effort?
Yeah, everyone up their effort automatically. Sometimes that just happens, nothing needs to be said. We knew that we needed to produce, so we that's just that period before at the end of the first half, that was crucial.
And the old kicking technique there, the last free, was it from the moment left your boot? Was it over? It looked dodgy to me.
Straight off the boot was going over.
Well done, Magoo. And look, I'm sure we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, great stuff. Thanks, lads. Thanks.
Well done, lads.
See if anyone else wants to give us a word.
Dimmy, get Dimmy there. He's full of chat.
Dimmy, Peter Farrell, you want to have a word? No?
You can finish the music ready, Mr. No. Together. We don't actually. I'll get a song for you. No, we don't have it.
We'll bring Rory back in, Rory and Fergal. And the CEO wants to come in and have a few words.
CEO of Reds TV.
So Owen Sweeney and James Cullen just going by. Davy Murtagh, 3 lads outstanding there today. Rory, summary?
Yeah, delighted. As we said there a few minutes ago, I think it was an all-round team performance. They really upped their work right there in the second half. I thought some of the players were outstanding. We mentioned James Murray a few times. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. 1 minute he was back here in front of the Simonstown, full forward line. The next minute he was down the other end kicking points. He scored 2 vital scores there in the second half. I thought he was brilliant. But not want to single out players. I thought it was an all-round performance. The training has been really, really good. There's been great numbers up at training, all year. We came back with big purpose football and hurling from January. Everyone's plans, every club in the country's plans were interrupted, obviously, for a couple of months this year. But when we came back after that breakdown, after the break, should I say, the numbers were still strong. I suppose lads probably didn't have much else to do really to come up to the park and train, but they did come up and they did train and they did work, and the results were there. Today, you kept referring to the experienced players, the Simonstown experienced players, and I did think that was going to be a feature in the second half. And Simonstown, if they had managed to keep their noses in front, they would have ran down the clock. Their experienced players would have got on the ball and ran down the clock.
But it looked like our younger players had the legs, and
they did, and we got the scores. And it was vital that we did manage to chip away at the scoreboard, because if Simonstown had stayed 4 points ahead, I think they probably would have ran down the clock. But we got the scores. And we got the momentum, and once we had the momentum, then there was no stopping us.
Okay, here we are, joined by Kieran Giblin. Let's get on camera now, Gibbo, come on. The successful Trim manager. Gibbo, under 21 last year, Division 2 this year, 2 competitions, 2 wins. There's nothing to it.
No, there is. You've left out the minor.
The minor. Well, you're assistant manager for that.
No, we're delighted. Look, the club is driving on, and as we said, the numbers are great, competition is great, so it makes training them a bit easier. So we're just delighted.
I suppose we've already spoken about Frankie a few times, and the unfortunate incident, we actually responded really well out of that. Were you worried in the first 15 minutes? Frankie was actually playing really well, but we were 5-6 points to 1 down. We were playing okay, but we weren't taking our chances. But every time they went forward, they scored.
Just to wish Frankie the best in his recovery first of all. Worrying slightly, like you see the scoreboard keep going up. Even though we had lots of possession, you do think that we need a score or 2 quickly. But you're right. When he did go off, was probably our best spell of the game. Nearly.
And the penalty was a huge score.
Penalty was huge. Needed it. So.
Was there hierarchy there? Because Dimmy looked like he wanted to take it, and then Paul Munley said, "No, I'm taking it."
Yeah, a little bit of hierarchy, fight between soccer boys, but just glad whoever took it scored.
And then what was said at half time, 3 points down with a really, really strong wind. I suppose that the age-old thing, the wind won't win it for us.
Just not to panic, get into scoring positions and take your shot with confidence and put it over. So trying not to be wasteful, but thank God they did it.
You had a couple of tactical switches there during various stages during the game. Carl seemed to be struggling a little bit there at full back on the big 14, and you put Owen Sweeney on him, which seemed to work. And then in the second half, I saw you encouraged Mikey Cullen to come out to the half forward line there. He was just getting starved inside on the inside line. He came out and he started winning ball, and he turned the game really for us there in the second half.
They did. In fairness to Cahill, now he was trying his best just to get back in there. He has struggled with injuries all year, and he's a credit the way he did come back, even to tog out. So then the changes that can work some days and not the next. So just happy that they worked today.
I think you've been very modest there. I think the changes were
vital. And the guys were saying just before you came over, when we did get ahead and Simonstown scored, we responded with a score, and every time they scored, we seemed to respond with a score. And you must be delighted with the attitude of the lads.
Thrilled, yeah. I see it in the Retoke game as well. That we spoke about the battling quality that we have, and that's player led, so that's the most pleasing thing.
Okay, well look, well done, Gibbo, and we got a few words out of you today. You didn't give much away during the week. Yeah, congratulations.
You're looking well, by the way.
Up to Division 1 next year. Sorry. Is there anyone you want to thank or mention? Your wife, of course.
Wife first, yeah. That's Kerry blood. No, just the management team, especially Paul is with me there, and we go through thick and thin, disagreeing and arguing, but try it for our best.
He's very disagreeable.
Yeah, Noel and James, Kevin Coleman does the stats, so hope I haven't left anyone out. So just everyone involved, the club as a whole as well, for all your support, so just delighted.
Well done, Gibbo. Okay, lads, do you want any final words there before we sign off?
Very central on the camera there all of a sudden. Yeah, no, again, it's amazing for the club, and some years these things click, that club goes really, really well, but to be going so well on both fronts and winning a trophy today is just another serious boost for the club. And look, the future is bright. There's that amount of great work. I see Darren there, great work been done at underage level, and has been great work been done. You guys been involved with minor teams and under 21 success last year as well. So it's onwards and upwards for Trim, but it doesn't count for a whole lot unless you're winning trophies. So hopefully this is the first of at least 2, maybe 3 football trophies this year, and then we get cracking at the hurling then as well.
Yeah. So yeah,
CEO wants to.
Yeah. So he might be a reminder. So hurling semi-final next week and the intermediate final. Intermediate hurling final next week, and then the intermediate football final the following week.
Yeah, it's all
great times for the club, John.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, like to get one on the shelf is very important today, because everybody, when you come in here to Navan, all the diehards will tell you, you're flying, but you're not flying until you get silverware, and we have achieved that today, and that's the start. And hopefully there will be more. We have senior hurling semi-final next Saturday, and we've intermediate hurling semi-final next Saturday as well, and then we have junior semi-final on Sunday morning, and then the intermediate final the following week. Hopefully we'll be planning for one of the finals, intermediate, hopefully senior. Let's be honest about it, that's the flagship of the club in hurling level. It'd be great to get to an intermediate final, and it'd be great to get it to a junior final, but we need to win the intermediate football. We need to win the senior hurling, and we will do everything as a club to make that happen. And probably we need to sacrifice a couple of our intermediate hurlers for next Saturday to be involved with the seniors and have them.
But as we've said, with Luke Moran coming on yesterday, Owen Sweeney being promoted from the D's or from the Division 8, that's why we have lower teams. That's why we have second and third teams, to fuel the teams.
Absolutely.
Above them,
Absolutely. And we have 3 teams on both this year, and each team below each other has been fueling the team above it, and that's why we're in the situation we're in. We didn't win a junior Division 2 championship here because by chance. It's by work, obviously by work of coaches, but it's by competition for places as well, and we have that across the 3 teams in both grades. Okay, I'm involved in intermediate hurling. I won't like to lose a few players, but I have to, and that's it. And the greater good is win the senior hurling championship. The greater good is win the intermediate football championship. And if other competitions might have to sacrifice, but our lads are good enough to win without some players. So, and we have 21 players used at junior hurling. We've 21 used at intermediate hurling and at senior hurling as well. And I know that Murph has used up to 21 players to hopefully win an intermediate championship. But they are the teams that need to win. We need to be back senior football. Trim, get a bit of respectability back into for our club. We're not an intermediate football club. We are on paper, and that's where we are, but we need to get back up, and that's the most important thing. It's hugely important. Yeah.
Okay, look folks, it's a cold Pairc Tailteann now, I have to say, so thanks again to our sponsors, James Griffin and Super Value. I know Loman and Noel sponsor tops for the juniors there. Gibbo forgot to mention them. I'm sure Loman will remind them later on. Thanks to Fergal and CJ for their expert comments, to John and to Rory on co-commentary, and the man behind the camera, James Andrews, today. We'll post details of our next broadcast shortly. So signing out from a very happy Trim group in Pairc Tailteann today.